Just because President Joe Biden and Speaker Kevin McCarthy reached a deal on the debt ceiling bill over the weekend doesn't mean it will pass. The nation could still default on its debt.
There are lawmakers in both parties who don't like this deal because each party is giving something up by it.
Thad Kauser is a professor of political science at UC San Diego. He says one of the compromises in the bill is tied to food and cash assistance. Right now, most adults 18 to 49 years old must be working to qualify for SNAP. If the bill passes, the age requirement would be expanded to 54, but it would also lift the work requirement to qualify for veterans, the unhoused, and young people transitioning from foster care.
But many progressives say, you know what, these work requirements don't work. They don't get people back into good paying jobs. And so you're just needlessly harming the poor.
He says both leaders must convince others in their own party the consequences of voting the bill down are worse than the compromise.
Not being able to pay its debts, not being able to send payments, Social Security, Medicare payments, other, really vital payments for the American people and for the world economy. It'll be a disaster.
And that's something Robert Kamensky of Feeding San Diego is worried about. He says while the support they get from the government is minimal, this will trickle down to people on the edge. He says they're already stretched thin. Inflation has doubled some of their costs, and more people are reaching out for food assistance.
It started in the mid 80,000 household range in January, and last month we were at 94,000 households being served.
He says big donors are reluctant to give as much during uncertain times, so their donations are down 25% overall. But the people most affected have been their steady donors.
The ones who give the $15 to $20 a month, they do it religiously. They've been doing it for months. And these are the ones who are the most negatively impacted, where they're having to reluctantly say, I can no longer give.
He also says anytime there's a new requirement, more people will end up in their line. But it's the donations that are priceless that give him hope they will always have enough.
And he was an unsheltered homeless individual who had heard about what Feeding San Diego is doing and generously gave what little he had, which was a $10 bill, to say there are people who are worse off than me.
Kitty Alvarado, KPBS News.